imagine a lengthy hallway, just a random one. It's filled with doors that extend as far as the eye can see. Some doors are unknown, but are filled with possibilities just waiting to be found. And some are familiar, but you feel uncertain. Which door are you choosing? I would say most of us would choose the familiar one. But why? Why do you want to choose a door that you feel uncertain in, but choosing because it's familiar? This is fear. This is fear that's holding us back. The fear of wanting to move on. Let me tell you a story. This was me as a kid. I was so happy. Don't say oh. Okay. My dad knows. Growing up, I was really happy. The only thing I was worried about was, can I go out with my friends tonight? To the playground, I mean. I'm not that old yet. What are we having for dinner? That was the only thought in my head. I was really happy. I was enjoying my life with my 3 best friends, Renata, Manu, and Chechi. And then came primary school. This is where all the issues began. In primary school, I got taunted a lot. The reason was, I wasn't Chinese like all the other kids. I was different. That's what they said. I didn't really see a difference between me and all the other kids. I just thought, we're just all kids. Let's go play around. But that's not what they thought. They thought of me being very different from them. But I didn't see that. And by them taunting, kicking, calling me names, really drew me to fear. I was afraid. I was afraid of them thinking that I was different. I was afraid of what other people thought of me. Before that, I didn't have that. The only thing I was afraid of is my mom gonna buy me the new Barbie after my brother just hit the head off of it? That was the only thing I was afraid of. But now, it's different. By wanting not to be different from all the other kids, I ignored my own culture. I didn't want people to think I was different, and I was hiding my true identity, which was actually hurting myself more, just because it pleased everybody else. It kind of ruined my thoughts on myself. I wasn't able to express myself. I've completely lost who I was, and in fear of what others thought of me. With me living in that constant fear of what people thought of me, I couldn't grow out of that trauma. And that was something I had to let go. I had to let go of what others thought of me, the fear of what others thought of me. This is what I want to talk to you today about, the transformational power of letting go and making room for new things. Everybody has times in their lives when they feel confined by their surroundings or their own fears. But what if I told you that we can open up a world of limitless possibilities by accepting change and letting go of things that no longer serve us? Come along with me as we examine the tremendous effects of letting go and see how doing so might open up to new possibilities. By letting room for new beginnings, by releasing you from the past and allowing doors to open for opportunities that have never existed before. Letting go is focusing on the things you can control rather than dwelling on the things that are beyond your control. But why is it that we find it so hard to let go? Because we are afraid. We feel fear, letting go from people or things we once loved or cared for. This is a habit that prevents people from moving past their fears and towards success and joy. Some people would rather keep their doors closed in order to protect themselves because they believe they'll fail again. We are afraid of failure. As a student athlete myself, I'm well aware of failure. We think, especially, that because we have failed in the past, we will fail again in our next business ventures, relationships, or sports. Even we find it satisfying, in a way, to cling on to things, objects, events that happened in the past, even if it stems from a bad event. There's a comfort in familiarity. Thus, we would rather stay in a secure location, the place that provides us with comfort, even if we are aware that if we had the guts to start knocking on other doors, there would be something far better. That's why fearful people live in the past. Sometimes we live in the past. Us, as afraid people, we need to understand that we might succeed next time, even though there are a ton of unlocked doors and amazing, exciting opportunities waiting for them. We must get the bravery to go through those doors. Letting go begins with surrender. It's about realizing that nothing in our lives is under our control, and that clinging onto the past will hinder our progress, will affect our progress. We let go of our demand for certainty and allow the magic of the unknown to envelop us when we submit. This surrender is when we find our freedom. With doing so, there will be, of course, change in our lives. Change is something very normal and something that happens a lot. We can choose how we react to it. Mentality must alter in order to accept change. Change must be seen as a chance for development rather than danger. We fear of the unknown. Personal and professional transformation is sparked by change. Although it can be frightening, our greatest potential is found in the unknown. Embracing discomfort, attempting new things, and taking chances are all a part of stepping into the unknown. It's about pushing outside of our comfort zones and challenging ourselves. We find talents and qualities we have never realized we had when we embrace the unknown. Sometimes you just have to think to yourself, are there people around us that actually benefit us? Do these people make us feel good? Do they make us feel good about ourselves? And worrying about these things can really hold us back. Worrying about what others think of us can hold us back. Letting go is the biggest thing to improve in your life. If you're in a situation where you're stuck and having no growth, you have to let go. People keep on promising you things but never deliver. You have to let go. You don't have to look at how much time and energy you put into something to stay. You must look at the future of that thing. It doesn't matter how much time and energy you put into that and you're not happy. There's no reason on staying. In the end, holding on to things don't really help you. All it does is prevent you from reaching your full potential. There are times when we feel preserved because something works. Sometimes we have like a toxic partner or a manager, poor support, and unhealthy lifestyles, or negative energy. We still decide to stay because we feel comfortable. But eventually, we come to recognize that certain individuals and customs are no longer consistent with our beliefs. Even while we can treasure every happy memory, we eventually have to let go and move on. You may never know what else is out there, and surprisingly better, unless you mentally make a leap and move on. Take a chance. Think to yourself, when life sets you up with challenges, there's a reason for it. Sometimes it's a lesson. Sometimes you have to realize, are these people actually good for me? Should I let go of them? I want you to think about the doors in your life that needs to be opened as I stand here today. Are you prepared to part with things that no longer benefit you? Are you prepared to let go of the past and venture into the future? Recall that letting go is about achieving freedom rather than giving up. It all comes down to having the guts to let go of the past and welcome fresh starts. Now, go ahead, twist the knob, and enter the door of opportunity. Accept the ability to let go and create new opportunities that will provide you happiness and fulfillment in life. So let it go.